right now, you and I are gonna have a problem.
Yeah, we are gonna.
The film opens with Hutch Mansell, bruised and tired, sitting in an interrogation room. Beside him is a dog. Two agents ask him a simple question: "Who are you?" And that's when the story rewinds. Hutch is an assassin. His life revolves around missions and taking out targets. But that life keeps pulling him away from home. His wife, Becca, waits at the dinner table every night, but Hutch rarely makes it back in time. He knows his work is costing him his family, and it's starting to weigh on him. On his next job, Hutch is sent to steal something. What should be quick turns into a long fight as he runs into gangs that won't let up. Hours pass in violence and struggle. In the middle of it all, he spots an ad for Plumberville, a summer town where his dad once took him and his brother Harry as kids. Back home, Hutch shows his family an old introduction video of an amusement park filled with rides and water slides. He tells them, "This was the only place I ever visited as a kid. My father brought me here. I want all of us to go together, just once." The family agrees. They pick up David from his retirement home so he can join them, and together they set off for Plumberville. After checking into their rooms, the Mansells head to the water park. But when they arrive, it's closed for the day due to an incident. As a consolation, they're handed coupons for hot dogs. At the stand, Hutch remembers how he and his brother Harry used to eat there as kids. But now, sitting in the same spot, is the local sheriff. He locks eyes with Hutch and asks, "What are you looking at?" The air grows tense. Hutch stays calm, takes his hot dogs, and returns to his family. After eating, they use free passes to spend time at the arcade. While there, Hutch tries to talk to Brady, who's sporting a black eye. Everyone thinks it came from football, but it's clear the injury hints at something else, something more violent. Brady hands a few tickets to some girls who were watching him, then uses the rest to win a prize for Sammy. But one of the girls' boyfriends, Max, he rips Sammy's prize in half right in front of her. Brady snaps, punching Max in the face and twisting his arm, and the family is forced to leave. But he can't. He turns back inside and finally drops the mask. Hutch unleashes his real self, taking down the staff one by one. When he reaches the man who struck his daughter, he slaps him across the head and asks, "How does it feel?" Because of the fight, the whole family is dragged in for police questioning. Soon after, the sheriff takes Hutch into his office. But sitting in the sheriff's chair is Wyatt, the man who owns Plumberville and controls the entire town. The boy Brady injured is his son, and worse, Brady damaged the kid's pitching arm. Hutch stays calm and tells him, "One of your men hit my daughter. If you were in my place, what would you have done?" Wyatt lets them go, but the sheriff quietly orders his men to get rid of Hutch. Back at the hotel, Becca lashes out. "Why did you let your other side show? Our son is already becoming too aggressive." She even asks about Hutch's work bag, suspecting he brought something dangerous. But inside is only a bottle of wine, the same wine from the night they first met. Becca softens, hugs him, and for the first time in a long while, they talk, remembering how she once found him covered in blood. The next day, the Mansells spend time playing games around the park. But Hutch notices something off, a police officer secretly snapping pictures of them. They move along to a duckboat ride, only to spot the same officer again, this time backed by a group of thugs. Hutch quickly ushers his family onto one boat, but stays behind, claiming his stomach hurts. Instead, he boards a different boat. The officer follows him aboard, but when tourists start piling in, he and his men are forced to play it cool. Once the boat drifts out, the officer leans in and says, "We told you to leave." That's when the attack begins. The fight breaks out in the middle of the ride, but none of the tourists notice. They're too busy with headphones and sightseeing. In the chaos, Hutch's finger gets sliced off, tumbling into the water where a fish swallows it whole. A thug then knocks Hutch overboard. To everyone else, it looks like a tourist fell into the water. But Hutch isn't done. He claws his way back onto the boat, drenched and furious, and dismantles every thug in his path before smashing the officer's face in. Later, Hutch contacts his brother Harry for backup, then reaches out to a man known as the Barber. The Barber reveals the dark truth. Plumberville isn't just a theme park. It's been a hidden hub for drug trafficking and bootlegging for years. Meanwhile, the lead thug, bloodied and missing teeth, calls Abel to report that Hutch escaped their ambush. The Barber warns Hutch about the true power behind the town, a ruthless woman named Lendina. In her casino, She plays poker with a man who dares to cheat. When she discovers it, she doesn't just kill him. She wipes out the dealer and every witness at the table. The barber's final warning is clear: don't cross Lendina. Wyatt's secret comes to light. He works for Lendina. Years ago, she killed his father and forced him to pay off his debts. Wyatt wants out, but Lendina won't loosen her grip. After their call, she meets with Abel, who's been double-crossing Wyatt all along. She orders him to keep Wyatt under control by taking something he cares about most. Abel acts quickly. He kidnaps Max and holds him hostage. Hutch tracks Abel to a warehouse, where he finds him surrounded by his men and a mountain of cash set aside for Lendina. Hutch soaks the money in gasoline and threatens to burn it unless Abel backs off from him and his family. Abel caves, but as Hutch is about to leave, he sees Max being dragged away. The boy's silent plea for help gnaws at him. Hutch forces himself into the car, starts the engine, and then slams on the brakes. He can't walk away. Hutch storms back inside, unleashing hell. One by one, he cuts down Abel's men until only Abel remains. Hutch frees Max, then fires a shot into the ceiling. Sparks rain down, igniting the gasoline-soaked cash and nearby chemicals. The entire warehouse erupts in flames. Abel staggers out alive but burned, while Hutch drives off with Max. When word reaches Lendina, her fury is immediate. All her assets are gone, and now she has surveillance photos of Hutch and his family in Plumberville. Abel, scarred but breathing, calls her for backup. Lendina rallies her army and declares war on the Mansells. Knowing what's coming, Hutch finally opens up to Becca. He admits he broke his promise and urges her to take the kids and run. But Becca refuses. "You don't get to decide for me. Whatever this is, you fix it." With her words hanging over him, Hutch seeks out Wyatt. Drunk and furious over Max's disappearance, Wyatt lunges at him. Hutch calms him down and assures him that Max is safe. That's when Wyatt confesses his hatred for Lendina and the change she's had on him all these years. Lendina gathers her army, convinced Hutch is nothing more than a family man on vacation. But she doesn't know what's waiting for her. Wyatt leads Hutch into his father's old arsenal, a stockpile of weapons once meant for Lendina before she killed him. Together, they transform Plumberville into a fortress of traps. Bombs, guns, hidden snares. Every corner of the theme park becomes a battlefield. Even Hutch's brother Harry arrives to join the fight. As Lendina's convoy approaches, Becca quietly hands Brady the responsibility of protecting his siblings. Then she slips away, rifle in hand. The first to confront Hutch is the sheriff. He declares, "From now on, I'll be running this town, not Wyatt." He demands their surrender, but when they refuse, Lendina's men turn on him and gunfire erupts. The traps are sprung, and one by one, her soldiers are wiped out in explosions and ambushes across the park. At David's lodge, Harry cuts through a wave of enemies with his sword before facing Cartouche. Their duel is brief. Harry ends it by taking his head. Inside, Brady fights off an attacker while Max keeps Sammy safe. But the fight takes its toll. Hutch, David, and Wyatt are all taken down and left helpless as Lendina steps in for the kill. Just as she's about to execute Hutch, Wyatt fires, dropping one of her henchwomen. Her partner snaps in rage, but is shot too. Lendina raises her at Hutch, only for Becca to appear and fire tranquilizer darts into her. The final wave of soldiers storm the park. With no choice left, David triggers the last set of explosives. The theme park erupts into flames as Hutch and Becca dive into a pool for cover. Later, Hutch and Becca sit in an interrogation room once more, the dog at their side. The agents press them with questions, but a call from their superior forces them to let the Mansells walk free. And with that, the story closes. Thanks for watching.